Our next case is one that's been baffling to almost everyone concerned with it. Surinder Gill was an insurance broker who lived in Southall near Heathrow Airport. This video was taken at a family wedding. Here, as always, Surinder was the life and soul of the party. Early on Tuesday, January the 30th, Surinder was found stabbed to death in his car. Now, at first it seemed as though he and his vehicle had been hijacked. As more witnesses came forward, though, the events of Mr. Gill's last hours have become more and more mysterious. It's Monday, the 29th of January. Southall, west of London, has a thriving Asian community. For most of the last 25 years, Surinder Gill has lived here.
Right, none of us like maths, but you still have to do it.
He began the day as usual, ferrying his daughter and his brother's 2 children to school.
I suggest you that you pull your socks up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Surinder had done well since he himself left school. He'd clearly prospered.
Come on,
He drove an expensive, customised Mercedes.
Come on, let's begin this one. Right, are you alright then? Listen now, you're going to be a good girl and behave. Alright then. Right, I'll see you later. Let's go. Bye-bye, right. Bye.
Mr. Gill had acquired a distinctive number plate reflecting both his name and his personality. He was flamboyant, image-conscious, and drew attention to himself.
No problems at
His
all.
car was virtually his office, and much of his business was conducted on his mobile phone.
Yeah. If that's the policy you want, then that's the way I'll arrange it. Not at all. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Bye.
He was regarded as a charmer and was well known in the neighbourhood. At lunchtime, Surinder had bought some sandwiches and chips, but he never got to finish them. A few moments later, he was noticed by Bobby Chana, who works at this chemist shop in South Road. A few seconds after this, something extraordinary happened to Surinder Gill. It must have taken place somewhere down this high street. Were you in South Road, Southall, at 2 o'clock on Monday, the 29th of January? Did you see an unusual incident involving a maroon Mercedes? At 2:01, a business associate rang Surinder in his car.
Hello, Mr. Gill. Hi, it's Mr. Hill. I've got the file in connection with your property.
Can I come and see you now?
No, you can't actually come and see us today. You can come and see us tomorrow. The accountant's not in today.
Disconnect.
Mr. Gill?
Take me to...
Mr.
For now. Disconnect.
Mr. Gill?
Whatever happened in or near South Road, within moments Surinder's car was seen half a mile away in Merrick Road. It's now a mile and a half away at 2:10 on Greenford Road.
That's strange. The guy in the car over there's wearing a crash helmet.
Half a mile further up Greenford Road, the car was seen to turn around and head back towards Southall. At Beaver's open space in Hounslow, a witness saw a big red car drive across the playing field beside Green Lane. It's possible the car remained here for half an hour or more. Do you remember seeing it? And what was going on? Surinder failed to collect his daughter from her school. Whatever happened to Mr. Gill that afternoon, one witness says he reappeared that evening at Gillette Corner. At 6:45, as though nothing in the world was wrong, he turned up at the Comet Warehouse in Scion Lane.
I'm having a lot of problems with this, a lot of interference. Do you think you can sort something out for me?
Sure, how about the NC98?
Yeah? Good price?
Good price.
Good model?
Good model.
Right, listen, I haven't got a lot of time now. I've got to meet somebody in Southall. When should we meet?
Thursday, 2 o'clock?
Yeah, that sounds good. So I'll see you on Thursday then, yeah?
Okay, don't worry about the price.
Right, do me a good model. I'll see you on Thursday.
No problem, see you later.
Several people had tried to ring Surinder, but couldn't get through. His family was now worried, especially since he'd failed to collect his daughter from her school. His car was seen at 7:30 and again at 9:30 in Southall. But where was Mr. Gill? 7 o'clock next morning, back at Beaver's open space off Green Lane, Hounslow. John Wilford was exercising his horse, Kestrel. A man was slumped in the front passenger seat. Surinder Gill had been attacked in the car by at least 2 men, and though he'd plainly struggled, he'd been stabbed to death. Stuart Hull, what on earth was going on? It seemed he was hijacked, and yet there he is, nonchalantly, apparently turning up at a shop to try and buy a phone.
Yes, well, it is very baffling, but what I think happened was that he was in some way overpowered that afternoon, just after 2 o'clock, in the area of South Road. He was either hijacked or kidnapped, call it what you will, but something drastic happened to him at about 2 o'clock that afternoon. And what I'm anxious to do is to find anybody who saw that actual incident. Now, we've had nobody yet who's actually seen the men in the crash helmets get into the car.
OK, let's make it clear. This is Monday the 29th of January.
Yes.
And we're talking about 2 p.m. or a few moments thereafter.
Yes.
And it's South Road, possibly Merrick Road, that sort of area.
Yes.
In Southall.
That's right.
And what would people have seen, do you think?
Well, it's possible that the men in the crash helmets actually jumped into the car and overpowered Surinder. And, I mean, to see anybody get into a car carrying crash helmets is very unusual and should have struck a bell with somebody. It should have lodged in somebody's mind.
Then the car disappears, and so does Surinder.
Yes.
After about 3:30 p.m.
There's a 2-hour time gap where we have no sightings of the car in the afternoon between 3:30 and 5:30. And it's possible that the car was parked up somewhere during that time, and obviously we would like anybody who saw the car during that time to come forward. And
presumably you need to contact all his acquaintances, anybody who knew Surinder Gill.
Yes, that's right. You described in the film that Surinder was a flamboyant character, and indeed he was. And he had his faults just like the rest of us. But what I would like to say is that his murder has left a terrible scar on the family. And the family in the Indian culture is at the centre of their lives. Now, something has happened that's destroyed this family. They've put up a £5,000 reward, and I would ask anybody out there who's got any information to come forward so that in some way this family can start to repair the damage that's been done.
OK, well, if you knew Surinder Gill, if you saw his car on that day, 16 GLL, it's a very distinctive number plate, do please, if you haven't yet spoken to the police, do get in touch. This is part of a video of Surinder taken 3 months before his death. There he is in the white. Here's the number, 01811 8055. Or you can try the incident room in Sunbury-on-Thames. That's 01577 4481. That's 01577 4481.